Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing well. Today's a good day. It's a good day. And I was just thinking to myself, I haven't really talked about this yet here, but I've been wanting to for a while. And I think sometimes I feel like I need to show up here and be polished and put together and inspirational to be able to speak. And I know that's not true. And for a lot of you who are watching, you enjoy just the real honest talks that I like to have here on my channel. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about the last few months and how being body shamed in front of millions of people has affected my life. Let's go back to the beginning because I know maybe some of you guys are new. I know I got like a big influx of subscribers from the Dad Challenge podcast after I did my video. I want to say hi to all of you guys. Thanks for being here. But back in November, I saw this influencer who has a lot of followers, 2 million or so. I saw this influencer, and it's a she. She was making comments about women's bodies in a very derogatory way. And honestly, it pissed me off. It just triggered something in me that... and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I hardly ever get angry to the extent that I did from watching this video. And I talked it through with David, and I was just like, I feel like I need to make a response to this. I feel like I should not be silent right now because in a lot of ways, the fat community is my community, you know? Like, yeah, I'm a fat girl, but this is also the community that I've built and I've created, and a lot of you guys watching are in larger bodies too, and I felt like I needed to say something. I was feeling bold, okay? So I made a video, and you guys can go back on my Instagram if you want to watch it, because I really don't want to like rehash this with names. I don't want to, I can't, like I mentally cannot do it. But if you go to my Instagram, you go back all the way down to like November, you'll see what I'm talking about really quick. But I made a video basically saying like, I'm happy in my body without your opinion. I made like a whole song about it to this influencer, directed to her. Never in a million cajillion, is that even a thing? Is cajillion a thing? I don't think so. But I never ever thought that this person would see my video, okay? Let alone give me the time of day for a response, because like I said, this influencer has a very large platform. We fall on complete opposite beliefs on pretty much all spectrums. We're nothing alike. We are so very different. And which is funny because I actually used to follow this person years and years ago when I did believe a lot of the same things. So anyways, all that to say, she responded to me and she made a video in response to mine. And she basically took my idea of like making up your own song and dancing while showing off your belly, and she did it to herself, and she's pregnant. So of course it's more cute and socially acceptable when you're rubbing your stomach when you're pregnant. We all know that. And this influencer has a reputation of being hateful and spiteful, and her audience is very much the same way. And I knew that going into that. But like I said, never in a million years did I think she would actually respond. And I remember one of my best friends calling me as soon as she did her video, and she called me up and was like, "Are you okay?" And I told her, I was like, I'm in shock right now. I'm in total shock. She basically told me, not my best friend, but the person who, the influencer, she told me that I was gonna like die of heart disease because of my weight. So there was some body shaming elements in there. Yeah, I feel like she was poking fun at what I had done to her, but in response, she made it very clear that, you know, that my body was a problem. And in a lot of ways, without actually telling her people, go to this girl's page and surround her with hate. By making that video, that's what she was basically saying. I want to point out something right off the bat. I am not a victim in this case, okay? And I don't want this victim to come across as victim mentality or anything like that. I just want to be totally honest about what this experience was like for me. Because when this became public and I had, you know, people messaging me about it, and then I was posting about it as well, I had a fellow like influencer friend who had been through something a little bit similar on a public spectrum of like being made fun of. And she told me that in the beginning, you're kind of just going through like the survival phase, and that it almost feels unreal or like a dream, or just like you don't have any words or emotions for it. But later on, it becomes something that develops into other things like anxiety or low self-esteem, etc. Anything that you would expect to happen from like something so public. It was constant hate messages, death threats, telling myself to go kill myself, messaging my family, messaging my husband, finding anybody who was connected with me and messaging them. Just honestly, like the most terrible things that you could ever read. I'm trying to surround myself with people that aren't body shamers. And so all of a sudden having all these people come to my page, it was a lot. It was very triggering. And I know that my audience too was very triggered, because I had so many of my subscribers messaging me like, girl, I can't even go on your page right now, because the amount of hate and the things that people are saying right now are setting me back. And I'm struggling with my eating disorder, you know, whatever. And I totally understood. I was like, I know that my page is not a safe place right now. And that sucked, because I've always wanted my page to be that. On top of like the world sending me these things and telling me I'm gonna die and telling me I'm a horrible mom and all of these things, I actually had people in my personal life that kind of contributed to all of that as well. And I think that is what really caused my mental health to tank in the last few months. Like someone super close to me, not only liked this influencer's post, but commented on it. And it was really tough. And like, yeah, I get it. I really, really do get it. I put my life here on the internet. I'm gonna have to get used to these things. It's been so many years. I'm still getting used to it. I'm developing a thicker skin every day. I'm trying my hardest, at least. But like, I'm human. I feel like for the last few months, my body image has been a roller coaster of emotions, because I had done so much work on myself, to get to where I was. When you get an influx of messages like that, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages telling you that something is wrong with you, or that your body is wrong, you start to believe the things. Even though I know my body is good, and even though I've worked so hard to get to where I am, at a place of just like loving myself, okay? Because for so many people, especially people in larger bodies, just simply loving yourself is like the biggest freaking accomplishment on earth, okay? As women, we are told every day not to love ourselves, that there's some kind of flaw in us. And so getting to a place where you can look at yourself in the mirror and honestly say to yourself, I love me, like I love me, that is an incredible place to be. And it felt like it was torn down in a 20-second video that was put on Instagram. Since that day, I've been doing a lot of healing work and therapy through it all. But it's still a struggle. I think the biggest part for me, and I'm sure that it's been very obvious to you guys, because so many of you guys can read up on my emotions and like you can sense when I'm feeling things. I think the biggest thing for me has been staying motivated to just be on the internet, staying here, being present with you guys has been a challenge for me. And I realized that like this influencer who tried to tear me down shouldn't have the final say on like what I do with my life. And I get that. I just feel like the joy I had with making videos and content was kind of like ripped away a little bit. So I don't really know what that means moving forward. I really don't. But I want to be honest about it with you guys. I took all of January off. I've barely uploaded on February. And you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm not beating myself up about it anymore, because I recognize I'm not just here on earth to like produce content and make videos. I'm not. Like I homeschool my kids. You know, I'm a wife. I I'm a friend, I'm a daughter. I have so many different things going on right now. But at the same time, you guys have been here and you've supported me. And so it's just, I can't just not talk about it. Ultimately, I know that a lot of people who feel that like one body type is ideal, or people that resort to body shaming and making messages like the one that I received, I know it's because they shame themselves for something. Maybe it's not their body, but they shame themselves for something else in their life. And, you know, we see in people like this overflow of who they already are. What people give to others is what they have inside, right? In so many ways, it's not about me at all. You know, one of the biggest annoyances about the entire thing was that the people who said the worst things, you'd go to their profile and it was like, Jesus is my number one. Kindness is my number two. And I'm like, how does this align to that? It made no sense at all. And honestly, my tolerance level for Christians who claim to love Christ but treat people like that is like this. I have no tolerance for it anymore. I used to be able to do with that. I can't anymore. So I call people out on it, and I will continue to do so. But the whole thing has just like, it's left me with a different perspective about a lot of different things. And at the same time, it's left me to like pick up the pieces of my self-esteem, maybe some of my ego too. I mean, sure, a lot of people saw this publicly. I ended up making an apology video because in one part of my video, I did say the words, "you suck." And that was something that I did not want to stand by, because I am somebody who wants to build up other people and encourage other people. And obviously saying something like "you suck" wasn't very mature. Like I said, I was extremely angry when I made that video. So you all got to see me at my lowest point. Congratulations. But I recognize that I acted in anger and I shouldn't have done that. But I still stand true to my point of that video, which was I'm allowed to exist in my body without the opinion or the approval of other people. Like, my body isn't here to just be viewed. And that brings me to what I wanted to talk about next in this video, which is body neutrality. I feel like my message for a really long time has been like body positivity, self-love, and all of those things are wonderful and incredible, and those things have transformed me personally. But I know for a lot of people, just thinking about loving your body is like, dude, that's impossible. Like, you got to start people off at a smaller scale sometimes. And for me in this season of my life, I have to start off at a smaller scale, because I was waking up every day trying to just like believe that I was beautiful and believe all these things that I've like preached for years. And I've realized, I think in this season of my life, I need to focus on being neutral in my body and being okay with that, because our bodies are going to change every day. Our bodies are going to go up, they're going to go down, their ebbs and flows, like our weight fluctuates. You guys know this. I've gained weight during quarantine. If you've gained weight during quarantine, like this video and let me know in the comments, because the weight gain struggle has been real. Okay, I've emotionally ate all of these things. Like, I will admit those things to you guys. I don't think it's cool to like criticize people for their struggles when it comes to their bodies and their weight. Like, that's not cool at all, because we never ever know what somebody else is going through. So for me, I had to focus on my body's not pretty, my body's not ugly. My body just is. Maybe I don't love my body right now, or maybe I'm not like super confident in my body right now. But if I can remain on the neutral side and I can just look at it as like, my body is, it moves, it functions, it works, it's for me, that gives me a greater appreciation for myself and allows me to be at this place where I can look at it and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And it has nothing to do with other people's opinions or what the scale says or what the fact that my pants don't fit me right now because I gained weight during quarantine. Like, none of those things are going to define me. My body has given me the ability to move, to dance, to love, to play with my kids, you know, all of the things that my body does for me. That's really just been my focus in these last few months. And I want to encourage you guys with that too, because one of the biggest things that I get asked to talk about all the time is how I'm so confident all the time. And I'm not. I'm not confident all the time. I'm not. That's important to share. That's important for you guys to know. And for any of you guys who follow anybody on social media, I want you to know there's days where they don't want to get out of bed, just like you. Our relationship with our bodies is a journey. It is not an overnight thing where you just wake up one day and you're like, I love myself. It's not like that. It's grueling sometimes, okay? It's painful. Sometimes you really gotta like chisel through things. You gotta work through things to get to where you are. I'm thankful and grateful for the experience that happened to me in November. I am, because it was a huge learning experience for me. It taught me a lot about others. It taught me a lot about myself. I'm glad I went through it. I know that it's gonna shape me moving forward. It already has. And even though the last few months have quite frankly sucked, and my body is just crazy and I don't know what's going on with it right now, and I'm tracking like my body's like cycle right now too, and that's just like out of freaking whack. So I think it's like a mixture of that plus everything else that's going on. There's been days where I'm just like, body, why? It's totally normal. It's totally normal to have days when you're just not feeling yourself. Sometimes those days are weeks or months or years. It's normal. I want you to know that you're not alone. I know not all of you guys have been like mocked in front of millions of people, but being mocked in front of one person almost has the same effect. If there's any kind of shame involved, it is something that is going to be really challenging and difficult to work through. So I want to encourage you guys, if you have never gone to counseling before for your past or for anything in general, but if you really feel like you're struggling with yourself and with your body, I would highly recommend going to a therapist and being able to talk to somebody about that. Just a safe space where you can just be honest. I think talking about our bodies with others is a slippery slope sometimes, and let me tell you why. The biggest reason I think it is because the minute that we start like being honest about what we're going through with our bodies, it allows others to like feel like they have the permission to start mocking their bodies sometimes. And then we kind of just got on this cycle of like, we're all just talking bad about our bodies and it's not actually helping anything. Talking about it out loud is the best therapy for me. Making this video is therapy for me right now. Just being able to like tell you guys how I feel. I feel like I've been bottling all of this up inside and I'm just like, ugh, I need to share it. There have been so many days where I've just woken up and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And you know what? That may be true eventually. Like I may not want to be on the internet anymore in a public space. And that's okay. I'm going to make room for that if that's what I choose to do. But I think I cannot make that decision right now with the state of mind that I'm in. Meaning like I need time to process this a little bit more before I make such a drastic decision like this, you know? I've been on this platform for so long and I love you guys. Like I don't even know what I would do without the community I've made here and on my Instagram and stuff. Like you guys are my friends. I keep going down rabbit trails, but like I was saying, if you need a therapist, I go through BetterHelp and they have like a coupon code for you guys if you want to use my code. I get like a percentage of the profits if you like use my code. So this video is not sponsored by them, but they will give you, or if you sign up under my name, I will get like a portion of what you pay for your counseling. But I would be recommending this service no matter what. Like I've been doing it since over a year now, actually. And it's just been really good for me. I'll leave a link in the description box for you guys if you're interested in that. But this video is just my story, my journey. It's not over yet. I'm not done yet. It's gonna be this journey for the rest of my life. So let's normalize just being on whatever season of life you're in with your body, because you can be happy and confident one day and hate your body the next. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. It means you're a human being. Congratulations. Let's not beat ourselves up. Let's keep moving forward, and let's not try to let the words and opinions of others define who we are. I'm speaking just as much to myself here, you guys, because the messages have still not stopped, and I'm getting them every day. I almost don't even want to go on Instagram anymore because it's so annoying. I hope that explains where I've been emotionally, physically. Like, I'm just not really present right now, and that's all kind of why. But I want to keep coming on here and making content because I'm not going to let the haters win. I'm not going to let these people win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I deserve space too. Also, can I just mention that after this whole ordeal, I am this close to buying a punching bag on Amazon and just going at it. Like, I have so much built up, just like angst. I feel like a teenager. Like, I need to get it out of my body. So I might do some kickboxing classes once COVID's over, or do something like that, because I feel like that'd be really good for me. So if you do that, let me know down below as well, because I'd like to hear your experience with that. But thank you guys for watching all the way until the end of this video. Oh my gosh, you don't even know how much that means to me. Leave the secret emoji so I know that you stayed until the end. And I love you guys. You're valuable, you're worthy, you're incredible, and you have something. You have a light within you that only you possess. It's like this unique characteristic that God has given you. And girl or guy, you cannot let that go to waste. So use that. Love you guys.